Okay. Okay. So there was a technical problem, and yeah, I messed up, and this is going in two parts. So for Derby. So right there, he just talked about. I don't know. I don't know if I said this on the first part or not, but he just talked about everybody's black, everybody's from America, or everybody's from America. Every person is American. Every human is American. We're all American. No. Um, Dang it. There you go. Every human is descended from Africa. So we're all black. Um, um, but yeah, slowly migrating over the course of, I forget what it was, 30,000, 50,000 years. Uh, and then there's an ice age. People migrate to North America, South America, ice age ends. And then the two sides develop independent of each other. And that is that. There we go. Playing the game. So, yeah. And when he said that, he was like, he gave examples of people. He's like, Italian, you know, who are you? Oh, I'm American. Where are you? Where are your parents? Where are your parents from? Oh, they're from New York. Where are your grandparents from? Oh, they're from Italy. So, were you? Oh, I'm Italian. And he did like three of those. He did like three of those. So he was just like, well, why don't you go one step further and just keep going? And it'd be like, say you're, because then you're African. And it's like, yeah, no, I get that. Obviously, he wants to stay in the Homo tree, the Homo sapiens, Homo sapiens sapien tree, family, whatever it is. That's the point of the thought experiment. I get it, but you could even. He said this stuff earlier, and he said how we're related to, more closely related to mushrooms, some mushrooms at least, portobello at the very least, than we are related to any green plants. So could have taken that thought exercise even further. It said, every human is a mushroom. But the point of the thought experiment is every person is. Everybody on the planet is African. Which I'm sure at least some people don't want to admit, will never. That's a fact. No, not everybody will concede. They'll just be like, well, those damn scientists are wrong. I mean, some people don't. I mean, what? I mean, I don't even know for sure that the Earth is round. I can't see it. And I'm waiting until I go up in a spaceship, maybe an airplane. I haven't even been on a freaking airplane, so I don't know for sure. I'm just deferring to the people that do know it for sure. You know, I'm willing. I'm willing to believe the people that say these things because you know what? I have faith in the people that are smarter than me. And also in people that can make refrigerators and cigarettes and all the other things that other people who, and let's be generous here, can't make refrigerators and cigarettes. So, I mean, if you were the guy making me all these wonderful things and saying the earth is flat, and he was the guy saying the earth is round but couldn't do jack in terms of whipping up all this stuff, you'd be making a better case. Really. But all you've got is words and all you've got is words and the ability to drink beer. So, I mean, your credibility is dick. And you got people like Jordan Peterson saying all sorts of other shit. It's like, really? Jordan Peterson? That's your guy? He's a he's about as convincing as a can of rotten tuna fish. So, anyways, yeah, he just talked to Neil about like the moon landing, and you know someone someone asked about like can you prove that the moon landing happened and stuff like that. So that was on there. That was a thing that they talked about. Before that, at some point they talked about aliens and stuff. So yeah, excellent. Oh, it'd be nice if humanity were enlightened enough to be more tolerant of, you know, human form. You know, being naked. It's, it's hot. I don't want to like. I realize I am not. the pinnacle of beauty. Having to cover up just so other people don't puke is and also, if everyone were used to seeing ugly people naked, I think, you know, you could get used to all this in its glory. I think possibly we're just at the mercy of like the clothing lobbies. You know, maybe it's time to unshackle ourselves. I'm just putting it out there. Another example of me being lazy and cheap with a not air conditioning thing, and also poor. So whatever. They're talking about basically astrology now, where it came from and stuff, how it came about, and what useful for agriculture, that sort of thing. Whew. Right now, they a minute ago they talked about dinosaurs, which was, some more evolution talk. And then they got on to, he got onto roaches, and it's like, I hate roaches and stuff. And I agree with him. And Neil said, actually, the roach population has been declining. I guess he's talking about worldwide and stuff. And the other guy said, like, something else is declining too. But this is declining, that is declining. And the guy was like, I don't know why. I don't know why. And my personal guess is basically like, if you're going to say some animal population, whatever that animal population is declining, my basic guess is directly or indirectly it's because of people. I mean, pretty much the human population increases, the human population gets more modern. There's more per capita activity, generalized activity across whatever metric you decide to measure. And it's more modern, whatever you decide to call that. You're going to get more and more of the natural world, natural species, natural this, natural that being destroyed, and more natural species being under threat, and population of it declining. And the people like get rich off of stuff, that's not really even going to be on their radar. Never is, And for most people, it's not even really going to be on their radar. Stuff isn't really on their radar until it has a direct impact on them. So I always say I don't like bugs. So, you know, whatever. Anyways, that's what they're on right now. Oh man. Uh-oh. He's talking about Terrence Howard and how his mom heard about Terrence Howard and he had an encounter with Terrence Howard and he was like, you should come on Star Talk. And he met him. He didn't know about any of this when he met him. And he's like, yeah, you should come on my Star Talk. And Terrence was like, all right, I'll send you my write-up. And he was like, okay. And he gets the write-up. And he looks at it and he's like, 1 times 1 equals 2. That's as far as I've gotten. I'm going to watch more to be continued. Because I think this thing I'm watching is about to get good. Watching Neil obliterate idiots is usually okay. So he just talked about that, and now I'm. It was like that, this, that, and he thought I was being mean, and so my producer said I had to respond to this because blah 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 blah. I want to watch Terrence's thing on Joe Rogan and then Neil's line by line reaction because personally I didn't know this happened and I love this. I gotta watch this because this has gotta be juicy and interesting. So I'm just gonna take a little jaunt over to this. Okay, yeah, I gave him a slam down, but he gave him, yeah, a professional beatdown, you know. Which is to say, in a gentlemanly, respectful kind of thing. If you want to see it done in a street beatdown, you're gonna have to watch other people. I'm sure. I've seen one other video where someone else is just like, someone did it, but I guess you should not do it like that because most people, I'm sure even myself, have been humiliatingly incorrect at least one point. At one point in their life, and only with your closest friends do you want that to happen because when they throw you some severely baked, broiled, and burned ribs, well, at least it'll be your closest friends. They were just talking about basketball, and apparently the rim on a regulation um, basketball hoop is twice the diameter of a basketball. I had no idea it was that big. I thought it was just like that much or something. Give. Yeah. Which would be maybe like it gave you 50% bigger or something like that, but no. Alright. Whatever. Which, by the way, my dad made a basketball hoop for us when I was growing up. Of course, he made it out of wood. It was nowhere near that big around. It was it was a basketball hoop, and it had like an inch to spare. And I thought I was crappy because, like, you know, I could only make like, half of the shots or something like that. So I was just totally under the impression that I sucked. But I don't know. Alright, so this is the second part. And that was fun. It's always fun. Listening to Neil talk. It's fun watching Star Talk with Neil and Chuck, by the way. Watch Star Talk. Subscribe to Star Talk, actually. I'm totally down for plugging Star Talk. For plugging Neil. Yeah. That was good. That was worth listening to. It was fun. And, it was a hot, muggy day. Woo! I tell you what. It's hot and muggy up in here. So that's all of that. It was infotaining. Text rich people. Kneecap rich people. Text wealth not work. And boobies. Oh, I really don't feel like doing any more talking right now. Peace.